Thank you for the invitation to Pisa. It's a pleasure to be here and talk about CKUT and what we do what we do in Montreal at our radio, CKUT. So basically, our radio is 31-year-old today, and it's a community radio and a campus radio at once. It started out as the campus radio of McGill University in Montreal, in the middle of a bilingual community. Montreal is mainly French speaker, so it's mostly Anglophone, but it represents a large segment of the local community. We have programs in up to 10 languages, including the community, the Hispanic community in Spanish, Arabic, for the Arabic community, Palestinian show, Korean, Creole, Haitian show. We have basically we represent a pretty diverse community in Montreal, which I guess basically is part of the Canadian experience. Canada having had an older tradition of immigration than many countries in Europe. So basically, we're volunteer-run. We have about 350 volunteers who sort of cover over 100 shows on our grid throughout the day. We run constantly, and basically we got our charter. We set up. We had FM station 31 years ago, both to serve the campus community and the Montreal community at large. And we're very, we started out basically meeting a very diverse range of music. Practically every genre that you could think of is represented.
Yes, there are very weird programs that you can download and listen, obviously. In case you're crazy enough to get stuck into one particular music genre, you will find your show on CKUT, which is very rare, because normally if you are supported by advertising, for instance, the first thing that an advertiser will say will be, okay, let's skip this show, let's close it because nobody listens to it. So it's very free and very diverse.
Yes, exactly. We're not subject to any commercial sort of scrutiny, and we don't even do audience research or anything of that type. We sort of confident in the quality of the show. The concept, I guess this year's, we have a funding drive every year. This year's theme is handmade radio, and this is a concept that we use, and it's exactly the opposite of what you find in commercial radios today, with the sort of a degradation of the quality of music that you hear in the airwaves. So basically, you will hear on CKUT practically everything that you don't hear on commercial radio. We also have produced a lot of programs on culture, and we have news, a lot of sort of report on the grassroots news from the grassroots level, and perhaps I guess I'm going to show you a descriptive video that will tell you more about CKUT and show you a little bit what it's like over in our studios in Montreal. So if you could please have that video now.
Turn the knob to CKUT 90.3 FM. Relax and enjoy.
Part of the audio is not there.
Je m'appelle Raymond Laurent et je suis producteur d'une émission à CKUT depuis 1988. Une émission qui s'adresse plus particulièrement à la communauté haïtienne est diffusée en français et en créole.
That people are very passionate about it, and it's a creative space, it's a community space, and it's super diverse. It belongs to everybody.
What brought me here was a lot of different reasons. I mean, as a lover of music, as someone who's passionate about social justice issues and activism, and knowing that this is a radio station that, you know, prioritizes the kind of voice of the voiceless, you know, stories and ideas that you're not going to hear anywhere else in the media landscape. And since then, I guess that was 10 years ago, and I haven't looked back.
What we're here for is to be accessible and to give an audience to many, many voices.
With a license comes an increased responsibility to community issues and the different cultural and musical communities within the broadcast range that a station will get an FM license for.
Je crois qu'on a beaucoup plus de liberté, surtout quand on sait c'est quoi l'action communautaire.
The reason why we got the license was not to imitate commercial media or be a training ground for the professional industry, but to create something unique and new.
On est là pour servir la communauté et non pour se servir de la communauté.
Yo, check one, two, this is Flavor Public Enemy, and you're listening to CKUT, and the place to be from Bob to TOP.
Hi, I'm David Suzuki, and you're listening to CKUT 90.3 FM in Montreal. Information to grow the brain.
Well, okay, this is a kind of video that shows basically what's like working for such a radio. Another interesting thing is the way they're able to shape things that happen in Montreal. They do what they call the co-productions, the CKUT co-productions with venues, music venues, where they organize festivals like the Improv Jazz Festival at the Casa del Popolo, and many other places where people go and listen and play the kind of weird music that they listen on the radio. And they last all night long, and they're very compelling, and it's a totally different kind of experience compared to when you go out to the movies and do mainstream things.
Yes, I guess the sort of alternative culture and music is thriving in Montreal, and we're very much a part of that. Sort of we participate with a lot of different events in the community, including some of the more interesting music festivals like Suoni per il Popolo, which happens in the Italian district. Hence
yes, the name is in Italian because that venue once was the gathering place for the Italian community. Now it's not anymore, if I remember.
Yes, but it has a very nice sound.
So you retain the Italian name because it's nice to hear. Another thing nice to hear in CKUT are the vintage jingles that you use, that you produce. So unfortunately, we cannot listen to these jingles now, but it looks like the advertising in the 50s. They have that kind of flair and very...
Yes, I guess there's this very varied sense of aesthetic in the music we play and the shows we have, and among our volunteer base, which is very, very diverse. At any point, up to 400 volunteers, and of course there's a lot of rolling, so you have sort of very interesting archives left across our grid.